Angela Merkel says she's not convinced that current restrictions in Germany will stop a third wave of coronavirus. She's warned state leaders to implement the so-called emergency brake or risk tougher measures being introduced. Her comments come just a day after the country's health minister said he'd like to see a full lockdown brought in. 2 suspected suicide bombers have targeted Roman Catholic worshippers coming out of church in the Indonesian city of Makassar. At least 14 people were wounded in the explosion at the main gate to the church, including church officials who prevented the militants from getting into the compound. There have been more deaths in Bangladesh during a third day of protest, sparked by a visit from the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Security forces fired tear gas and rubber bullets at hardline Islamists in Brahmanbaria. Hindu temples have been attacked, government offices set alight. Myanmar security forces are reported to have opened fire on people gathered at a funeral on Sunday. It was being held for some of the 114 people killed the previous day. That was the bloodiest since February's military coup. The United Nations has led international condemnation of Myanmar's military rulers. The US Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, said Washington is horrified by what he called this reign of terror.
Dozens of people are dead following an attack on the town of Palma in northern Mozambique.
7 were killed trying to escape a siege on a hotel, while hundreds of others, both locals and foreigners, were reportedly rescued. The area has been under attack by Islamic militants since Wednesday. Many missing people, including foreign workers, are yet to be accounted for.
And in the United States, the Minneapolis Star-Tribune looks ahead to the trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin, who is charged with the murder of George Floyd. George Floyd's death sparked protests against racism around the world. Today, the trial begins of the police officer accused of his murder.
The huge container ship that's been blocking the Suez Canal for almost a week has been partly freed this morning.